This is my Raspberry Pi project set up to run a sump pump when switches are closed, depending on what the level is. Now, I have this problem with a window well that in the springtime tends to fill with water. I have a sump pump, but generally you have to run outside and manually turn it. And I know I could just get a different one and so on and so forth, but I've got this Raspberry Pi and I wanted to do some kind of experimentation with it. So I thought that would be a good excuse. I'll adapt the pump and I will do it all electronically. So I've programmed in Python 3, which comes with the Raspberry Pi. Set up some inputs and outputs on the GPIO pins. Basically how it will work is there's two switches. There's a low level switch, there's a high level switch. All the time when the low level switch is underwater, it'll be closed, and it will remain closed until the upper level switch closes. When both switches are closed, the sump pump will turn on and it'll drain until the water level drops below the low level switch. So I've actually added about a 1 second delay, 2 seconds in this experiment, just so you can kind of see it, so that the pump will actually run a couple of seconds longer below the switch. I've also added a overflow alarm just in case the switches fail. So the theory is once the switches close, the relay here will activate and that will drive the pump. The lights here, the red one represents the output for the relay. The green one represents the high alarm because I don't actually have a buzzer or anything right now, and it's just for setup. So here we go. We'll run the program. And I've got just some prompts in there so you can kind of see that it's actually going. So my well is empty right now. So as the water fills, the first switch turns on and nothing happens. Once the well is totally full, you can see the red light comes on indicating that the relay is now activated, and it's got its own little light there too. As the pump runs, it empties, so the high level is opened up again, and it continues to go until the low level is gone past. And there's supposed to be a delay there, but it's not. So yeah, you can see that goes off. Okay, and if I were to have an incident where my switches there don't work, I have a third, which is my alarm, and you can see that would come on. That would be hooked to a buzzer or something, so you could actually hear it. So that's that experiment. I've got the switches running off the power supply for the Raspberry Pi at 3.3 volts, coming through some 220 ohm resistors into the GPIO pins. And the relay and LEDs are run off my Vulcan trainer board from school. And they're running at 12 volts, because I'll need at least 12 volts to activate this relay in this case. Unless I can use a different lower one. But that's just, I wanted to try different voltages to see how they go. All grounds are tied together. It's kind of hard to tell here, but they are. And that is about it. So I'll carry on and we'll see what happens beyond that.